Hi, seventh grade. How you doing? Hope you're having a great week. Happy Wednesday, April 1st. This is not an April Fool's joke. This is your lesson. Let's get started. Okay, so today we are talking about complex sentences. We've talked about simple, compound. Now we're going to talk about complex sentences. This is a review. You all know how to do this. I'm just going to remind you of some tips and pointers today. So let's look at these three sentences that I've written here. This is about me waking up late. Mr. Smith's alarm began ringing. He awoke quickly and his dog jumped out of bed. Because he was late, he had to go now. Okay. This shows a variety of sentences, simple, compound, and complex. My simple sentence is actually my very first sentence. Mr. Smith's alarm began ringing. Mr. Smith's alarm began ringing. That's a simple sentence. It's got one subject and one action. He awoke quickly and his dog jumped out of bed. First of all, you know this is a lie because my dog does not sleep in bed with me. This is a compound sentence. It's got, I don't like that color. What's up with that? It's got two complete ideas. He awoke quickly and his dog jumped out of bed. Those are both two complete sentences. They could be by themselves and they're joined together with a conjunction. Because he was late, he had to go now. Okay, this is an example of a complex sentence. It shows this complex idea here. He had to leave now. Why? Because he was late. He woke up late. So this shows a variety of sentences, and it's important to use a variety of sentences when you write because you don't want to be super boring and just have a bunch of simple sentences. Mr. Smith's alarm began ringing. He awoke quickly. His dog jumped out of bed. He was late. He had to go now. You sound kind of like a little bit of a robot, right? So you want to use a variety of sentences to help readers understand your point a lot better. So some things to know with complex sentences are there's a main clause and a subordinate clause. So complex sentence has at least one main clause and one subordinate clause. Okay, main clauses are easy to find. A main clause is simply the independent clause. It's like the complete idea. He had to go now, right? That's a complete idea that could be in a sentence by itself. That's your main clause. Your subordinate clause is the clause that depends on the main clause. Your subordinate clause is the clause that has the subordinate conjunction in there. In this case, the subordinate conjunction is, does anybody know? It's because. So your subordinate conjunction depends on the other clause. Because he was late, he had to go now. Why did he have to go now? Because he was late. Let's keep going. Subordinating conjunctions. Let me show you some more subordinating conjunctions. Oh, I'm freezing up a little bit here. Okay, there we are. You've probably heard the term awubis. Well, they're like fanboys. They're just conjunctions for complex sentences. So here's a large list of subordinating conjunctions. Although, after, as, while, when, until, because, before, if, since. Those are not the only ones. Actually, you can have many different subordinating conjunctions, but we're not going to cover that today. These are the ones that you need to be familiar with for today. So let's go keep working through here. Another thing with complex sentences, you have to ask yourself the question, can I punctuate this correctly? Here are some examples of punctuation. You could have a comma, you could have a period, or you could have a semicolon, okay? So let's really focus on this comma. I like the winter time because I like campfires. Okay, so here's my main clause. I like the winter time. Now we need to make this one complete sentence because I like campfires. Now, because the subordinate clause is last, I do not need a comma here. Let's look at the next one. Although we had a short winter, I am glad it's getting warmer. So, although we had a short winter, that's your subordinate clause. Now, since it comes first, you need a comma. Although we had a short winter, comma, we're going to use the comma, I'm glad it's getting warmer. Let's look at number 3. Springtime is the best if you like bluebonnets. Now, springtime is the best. That's a complete sentence. That's a complete main clause. If you like bluebonnets, that is not a main clause. That is a subordinate clause. So I'm going to join it by deleting the period and making if lowercase. Now, since subordinate clause comes second, I do not need a comma, okay? Since we moved here, I dread the summer. Okay, now see if you can figure out, do I need a comma? Where does it go? Do I not need a comma? Take a second. Okay, since we moved here, I dread the summer. Because the subordinate clause comes first, you need your comma. Since we moved here, comma, I dread the summer. All right, number 5, unless the weather gets too hot, we should go on a bike ride. Again, the subordinate clause comes first. Unless the weather gets too hot, comma, we should go on a bike ride. So just to show you really quickly, I'm going to highlight all my subordinate clauses. I'm going to make them yellow so that you can see when your subordinate clause comes first, you need a comma. But when it's in the middle of your sentence, you do not need a comma. So take a look at the pattern. The subordinate clause comes first, you need the comma. It comes second, you don't need a comma there. Okay, let's look at this last one here. Again, I told you guys it's really important to use a variety of sentences when you write. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to release you to do your work. So here's a prompt. Describe why you like either the beach or the mountains. Which one do you like better? I like the beach. Obviously, I wrote about it here. Let's use a variety of simple sentences. A variety of sentences. 4 simple sentences, 3 compound, 3 complex. Now you're going to have to do this for me today. You're going to write at least 10 sentences, and 4 of them need to be simple. 3 of them need to be compound. 3 of them need to be complex. Let's double check this short reading here to make sure that I have all 10, 4 through 3. When I put my daughter to bed each night, I turn on the sound machine. It is the sound of waves crashing on the beach. It's like music to my ears. The constant churning of the water relaxes me, and I can't think of a better way to spend a lazy summer day. I also love the way the sand warms your feet. Even though the sand gets in every nook and cranny, you have a giant bathtub of water to clean you off. You don't have to get in the water, but there is no doubt that you will get sandy. Don't forget your towel and umbrella. Because of the scorching sun, the best way to relax is lying down in the shade with a good book. The beach has a way of making you slow down, and I can't wait to go this summer. Now, you can see I've used a variety of sentences. Let's go back and check to see if I have 4 simple, 3 compound, and 3 complex. When I put my daughter to bed each night, I turn on the sound machine. That is a complex sentence. It is the sound of waves crashing on the beach. Is that compound or simple? It is a simple sentence. It's like music to my ears. That is another simple sentence. The constant churning of the water relaxes me, and I can't think of a better way to spend a lazy summer day. That's a compound sentence. I also love the way the sand warms your feet. You can hear my daughter in the background. Simple sentence. Even though the sand gets in every nook and cranny, you have a giant bathtub of water to clean you off. Complex sentence. If you need help writing complex sentences, you can use my examples here. You don't have to get in the water, but there is no doubt that you will get sandy. Compound sentence. Let's make it green. Don't forget your towel and umbrella. That's a simple sentence. Because of the scorching sun, the best way to relax is lying down in the shade with a good book. That, my friends, is a complex sentence. The beach is a way of making you slow down, and I can't wait to go this summer. That is a compound sentence. All right, so do I have 4 simple sentences? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, check. Do I have 3 compound sentences? 1, 2, 3. Check. Do I have 3 complex sentences? 1, 2, 3. All right, so what you're going to be doing and working on for me today, so what I'm going to be checking is two things. I'm going to be checking no red ink to make sure that you've done the activity that I've assigned, and I'm going to be checking your answer to my prompt that I'm giving you. Okay, my prompt is describe your favorite season to me. Your season, do you like fall, winter, spring, summer? What's your favorite season? Describe it to me. You have to write at least 10 sentences, okay? 4 of them need to be simple, 3 need to be compound, 3 need to be complex. If you have questions about it, you can use my example here on this YouTube. Another thing is before you submit your writing assignment, I want you to color code every sentence these same colors: 4 simple, 3 compound, 3 complex. Okay. The directions will be on the assignment. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye, guys.